Welcome back, guys. Right now we have an interview at Gamescom with the developers of Dead Island 2. So I'm here at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany to talk about Dead Island 2. Now, before we get to talk about the actual game, you guys are kind of known for having really interesting trailers. So in E3 you revealed the trailer with the guy running. How do you decide what becomes like a trailer and like what you want to show in a trailer like that?
Well, I mean, what we wanted to show with the trailer was that the mood has moved a little bit from the first game, if you remember that, which had a kind of a dark and gritty storyline to a certain extent. When we started working at the game as Jaeger, we thought like, oh my god, everybody was watching Walking Dead, and we saw the trailer of the first game, and we thought, let's do the most depressing, sad, and dark zombie game ever. And then we started doing that a little bit as a concept and had an early gameplay prototype. And then we found out in multiplayer this doesn't work. And when we looked again and we looked at what people are actually doing when they played Dead Island 1, the first game, what they were YouTubing, what they were sending on Twitch, and what you saw was like over-the-top action and people yelling like, yeah, that's awesome, let's have fun, oh, I slaughtered that zombie. And we thought we needed a mood and a setting that supports that shows actually that it's not in conflict with what players are doing, but is actually supports that. So our heroes in Dead Island 2, they're there not to escape the island or to not to get nuked or so. They're there because they're really good at slaughtering zombies and they want to be there. And they want to help people there. So that was something we wanted to show in the trailer. That's how we decided that.
So I'm assuming with the very like light, humorous tone, there's going to be like a lot of kind of different, like let's say like the crafting system, like you can craft like different.
That is still there, totally. You can totally handcraft the best zombie killer weapon you can imagine. You can, for example, my favorite is a sledgehammer with a fire mod, and you can use it to launch zombies really high up in the air. And when they fly, they keep they let a long trail of blood and fire, and then they land somewhere and set the land on fire. So stuff like this, you can still do.
What about you, Young? What's your favorite creation?
So my favorite creation, I mean, I really love the sledgehammer as well. Because on top of that, what you can do, you can add a chain to it, and then you can actually throw it at the enemies.
Sweet.
And another really cool system we implemented was the dual wheel system. So now you can carry now two weapons and fight. So what's really awesome is, having a shotgun in your right hand with some explosive modifiers, and on the left hand having a carpenter's hammer with an ice mod on it. So you can freeze your enemies with your left hand and then shoot at them and they explode.
So can we expect any new enemies in Dead Island 2?
Yes, of course. So of course we have many of the traditional ones, like the standard zombie types we had already in Dead Island 1, and the special ones, like the Thug. But of course we looked into how can we add new ways of gameplay to the game. So we will have lots of new zombie types, and we focused more on having human enemies as well, to show that, in a zombie apocalypse, it's not only about the conflict human zombies, but humans versus humans as well, because, resources are getting scarce and they fight each other as well. So this adds a whole new level of gameplay to it, because you can even use zombies to fight other humans, which is a really cool new addition to the game.
And is playing with your friends still the best way to play Dead Island?
Yeah, it's still the best way, and it's even better now. If you looked at Dead Island, even today people still play together. You go online and you find people. So we wanted to bring that to a whole new level. We increased the amount of players we have. We really wanted to go the totally seamless route of multiplayer. So you enter the world, and there are always other players, and it's about you choosing if you want to play with them or not. There's not a UI saying you want to join or loading or lobbies. There are always players. You walk around. Let's say currently your goal is to craft some awesome new weapons. So you're in this house, and all of a sudden you hear some noise, action, explosions. So you're like, okay, let's see what that is. So you leave the house, go down the street, and you see this bar. And they built like a fortress out
Yeah.
of that, you know, it's
Yeah.
they're safer, but it's currently overrun by zombies. And you see 7 other players defending this hub, slashing the zombies. And you can choose now, you know, it's not like, oh, I must help them. You can if you want, you know, that was really important for us when we designed this open world together, that
Yeah.
it's about player's choice. You know, you can just join this awesome battle now, but if you want, you can just go your own path again and just keep doing what you're doing, you know. It was really important to keep this seamless aspect to the world.
Alright, well, I'm really excited for Dead Island Dead Island 2 because I've always played Dead Island, the first one, with my friends, and I just love like that kind of co-op and that kind of stuff. So just to top it off, can you tell us when and where we can get Dead Island 2?
So it will officially release beginning of next year,
Yep.
and of course we will have a Sony exclusive beta as well.
Alright, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.